if I undo this, we're going to sit here for another 15, 20 minutes to get it right. I can do that for you. Yeah, I've never done it without the mirror. Hopefully I get it right. I've grown up partially in Australia. I've been on and off, mainly in Uganda, then came back to Australia. Had a little bit of a stint in Colombia and then back in Australia, but enjoyed Australia so far. And yeah, I felt like I'm more of an Australian, no more of an African than anything else, yeah. It motivates you to want to work harder, because there's places that are quite very wealthy there, and then there's places where when you drive past, people are working hard and they're struggling. So it puts you to know when to humble yourself. Yes, so living in Uganda, my parents experienced a lot of the civil war going through that. It was quite a rough time, as some of the things that would be happening, obviously everyone knows when a war is happening, it's a lot more difficult for the people that are older than us kids that don't really know much about what's happening at that time. So it's a good reminder always to see where we're at now. There's a lot of good change, things are getting better, so every now and then try to get the time to go and visit as well and enjoy the good parts. Yeah, it's definitely a good change of environment. I grew up watching my grandfather always dressing well. So he had a rule that when you're either going for a job interview or leaving the house, you have to look the best version of yourself, because you never know who you're going to meet at that time. So it could be something to do with a job where you're meeting a manager, or it could be, I guess, in a way where you're meeting someone that could be a potential partner for life. It could be your wife that you're going to meet at that time. So first impressions, sometimes they do make a huge difference. The most important thing in an outfit would be just simplicity. From where I've seen my dad and my grandfather, whenever it's time to go to work, it's always time to wear something that's, I guess, reasonable, or whenever it's time to go to church, something like that as well. So it kind of, I guess, it rubbed off on me, yeah. One of my favorite shoes to wear, so these ones, it's a monk strap, so quite simple as well, because I don't like the ones with the laces. It takes too long when you're in a rush in the morning. You kind of have to do your laces, and sometimes I don't do my laces that well, except for the futsal shoes, of course. So it's kind of reminds me more of something to do with the simplicity, because sometimes I feel like you can judge someone a lot by what sort of shoes they wear. To dress well against an opposition, to see that these guys are prepared, that's an easy tick for any opponent to have a look and say, these guys have definitely done their homework. As much as you see in my team, there's a lot of players that are very complex to verse and how they would be to you as an opponent. I actually like to keep it very simple as well, because when we keep it simple, it works. I generally just want to remind everyone why they're there in the first place, and who they are and what they're capable of doing, to understand that we're locked in a game where the mindset's going to be going up and down. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening. There's decisions that might not go our way, but if we actually stick to our game plan of what we've prepared, everything's going to work. So to me, I just remind my players, as great as they are, well, guess what? You are too. So that's the time for you to go in there, and you can't forget that. You just got to show it in your game and how you do it as well. This is NOEL SOMA from the rest of the world. Thank you for tuning in.